So we got some emails, awesome emails from friends of the program, Jerry, Asher, and Jason. Let's start with Jerry.
What's up? What's up, Jer?
Gino.
Can I call you Jer?
Just don't call him Jera.
Jer? Oh, not that. That question would be inappropriate from that dude.
So we just went through drafts and what you have to do there.
Yeah.
Jerry's asking about free agents.
Okay.
Here's the email. Who are your top 5 free agents the Patriots should target? That's from Jerry.
Jer, you need 5 out of us?
Yes.
All right.
You got $132 million cap space and free agencies before the draft.
All right. Well, let me give you mine because yours is going to be all in the weeds of offensive linemen that I've never heard of.
No. This is free agency, Travis. I'm not messing around.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
if I'm paying
let's do it together then.
Okay.
T. Higgins.
Number 1.
Done.
Cool.
Number 1.
Look,
we agree.
He is 10 yards plus per attempt, passes thrown his way.
Yes.
His tight window percentage is 27% this season. It's one of the tops in the leagues, especially with this frame. Look, end of the day, 6'4", 210, 6'4", 215. They don't have anybody close to that.
That's right.
I wanted T. Higgins on the outside. What gets me with him, Trav, he's great in tight windows.
Yep.
And he had a plus 7% catch rate over expected. So, you hear 50-50 balls. The numbers are literally telling you a 50-50 ball's way is a 47-43 ball.
Right.
Let's round up,
right.
60-40 ball.
Sure.
But that's when you have a quarterback that is accurate in tight windows with arm strength, Drake May.
Yeah.
You get him someone like that can make contested catches, that has that big catch radius. You get in the red zone, that's your guy.
Yep.
And it opens everything up for the rest of the offense. T. Higgins, simple as that. Pay him what he wants, which will probably be like a top 3 receiver in the league, like $100 million guaranteed.
Price of doing business.
He's going to get around $31 million AAV a year. We'll see. And, also, Trev, he's young.
Yeah.
You're going to get him when he's 26, 27, 28, 29.
Yeah, I also think, too, George, there's something to be said for someone who's been second fiddle, getting paid like a one, and a team trusting him to be the one. He's going to want to come in and prove that he is just that, a number 1 option. And I think, in a way, that's priceless because that's a mentality, right? And that's, some guys get paid and they disappear because all they wanted was a contract. I don't think T. Higgins is going to be that guy. I think T. Higgins wants to show, Jamar Chase is special, but so am I. Watch what I can do with my own team, so to speak. So T. Higgins is 1.
Who's your 2?
I like Cam Robinson. I mean, you had me at left tackle, so you could just.
Can you play? Have you played the position? Yes.
I'll be honest with you, Jerry. If I could complete this list, T. Higgins, Cam Robinson 2, and then give me the rest of the available left tackles to fill out my top 5. Honest to God,
just sign every single one.
Oh my God, that's where I'm going. And listen, there are other sexier name free agents, and could you get this guy here and put him there? Yes, and I will give you more for the sake of the conversation, but I don't think Cam Robinson's the greatest left tackle I've ever seen in my life, but you know what? He sure looks good to me, and I'll write him whatever. How much do you want, bro? You want me to pull out a Brinks truck to the crib? Get me him, okay? Then I'm still going to draft some in the draft as well. Give me Cam Robinson, too. Who you got, 2?
See, I loved how this was worded, where it's top 5 free agent targets, because Cam Robinson's not my top 5.
I respect that. I just need a left tackle.
Didn't have the best. Yeah, so let me match you with a 31-year-old.
All right.
Ronnie Stanley from the Ravens.
Fine.
This past season, though, was his first healthy season since 2019. Fantastic left tackle.
Yeah.
Been doing it for a long time. He's one of the best pass blockers. But here's where I like the wording of this question. Who are your top 5 targets? So number 1, as you said, is T. Higgins.
Yes.
Ronnie Stanley's my number 3 target. My number 2, and all the free agents, my number 1 at left tackle is Alaric Jackson with the Rams.
Okay.
26 years old. He's coming off being 2 years as a starter, but was really good for the Rams this past season.
Yep.
But here's the thing, Trev. He'll be 27 this upcoming season.
Yep.
You need to be at peace with whoever you sign at left tackle. You're going to give them over $100 million in guaranteed.
Yes.
Or total value, excuse me. Sorry about that. You're going to give them over $60 million guaranteed, and you're going to be paying them $27 million plus per season AAV with total money, total value potential. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that for Alaric Jackson.
Sure.
I'd rather give that to an Alaric Jackson over a Cam Robinson. Yeah. I'd rather give that to an Alaric Jackson over a Ronnie Stanley. Hey, left tackles are number 2 on the list, though.
Yeah.
But no matter what, pillar positions is what we have. Who else do you have?
Well, listen, I told you, brother, you could trade whatever name you want. that position is a key for sure. I'm going Trey Smith. I'm staying on the offensive line.
Okay.
I mean, this is a young
They
man.
need guard play.
Yeah, who's shown me that he can get it done. And by the way, if I can get a left tackle and a guard in free agency, and I can bring in whether it's later or number 4 overall, we can have that discussion. But if I can get another lineman or 2 in this draft as well, I mean, overnight, my offensive line just upgraded and got better.
Yeah.
And that's really the key. I don't know much about guards and tackles and technique, but I know the Patriots need all of them. So they're going to be heavy on my list here. I'll go Trey Smith, who's the best guard available.
I like that, Trey Smith. When we talk about development, though, I'm going to believe in a Doug Marrone, and I'm going to defer to him and his 2 assistant offensive line coaches who have a lot of experience as well.
Sure.
What do you guys see with Layden Robinson? What do you see with Mike Onwenu? Because you sign a Trey Smith, Layden Robinson, I think, can make a jump in pass pro. He's a good run blocker. I always said he's going to be a project in pass pro. If Doug Marrone says I can work with that, that's a guard, I'm going to go, you know what? I think we stay put and we develop them. There's a lot of good interior offensive linemen. You can find value within this draft. But to your latter point, Trav, I'm with you. Zabel out of North Dakota State. Monheim out of USC.
No problem.
Yeah.
And Trey Smith's 25 too, bro. Like, he's really young.
Yep.
And he comes
25.
from a winning culture, George. We just talked about the culture
Don't
here
hate
and
it.
what you're trying to build. I just think it makes a lot of sense.
My next one on my list, you'll probably be lock and step with me on this one. We should watch them tear up the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think Mahomes is still waking up middle of the night.
Yep.
Josh.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Josh Sweat of the Eagles.
Same.
Look,
he's 4 on my list too.
Bro, you know what I love about him? His arms.
Yeah.
His wingspan's 93rd percentile. That was his measurables coming out of the draft.
Like a pterodactyl.
His wingspan's 93rd. Yeah. His arm length is 87th percentile. And why it's important for pass rushers, you got long arms. It's a reason Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks are getting bumped inside.
That's right.
You got your arm on them, they can't put their arm on you.
Yep.
So that's all it is. Like, and he absolutely lit up in the league, but he was so good this year. And you put a 6'5", 265 Josh Sweat. Opposite end of a 6'5", 290 Keon White.
Oh, my God.
With a Christian Barmore, and give me one more D tackle on the inside. That's how Terrell Williams wants to coach his defensive line. It's how he wants to coach his defense.
Ooh.
And that's a guy that also, majority of his snaps, lined up outside of the offensive tackle, not over him. That wide 9 scheme for a defensive line, again, he fits Terrell Williams' scheme. I'm giving him the bag. I've seen it. To your point, he is young. And we've seen what he's done with Hassan Reddick traded.
Yep.
Brandon Graham injured.
He was ready for his moment.
Exactly.
He was ready for his moment.
Exactly.
He's a dog. Well, he plays like it. He's a dog,
bro.
Bro, I'm just thinking this out loud because you said it. So we'd have Josh Sweat, Barmore, Keon White.
Yep.
And then I guess
all
if you
28 years old and younger.
If you still drafted, though,
yeah,
an Abdul Carter, a Mason Graham, I mean, George, we just watched this defensive line dominate in the Super Bowl again overnight here. It took you some money and it took you a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about, the offensive line can be upgraded quick, fast, and in a hurry. That defensive line, because you already have some pieces there.
Yeah.
So, the talk we're talking about with Sweat and these other guys, I mean, my God, dude, you could go from a decent defensive line to an absolutely scary one overnight. That's crazy.
And it's also, think about it, you bring up that Abdul Carter. All right, you get him. Then what do you see with Keon White? Because at 290, you go, hey, put on 15 pounds. We're bumping you inside.
Yeah. I think Mason Graham's in play too, though, George. I think that's fair.
And that's where it goes into the, are we going to draft an Abdul Carter? Will he fall to us? If they start hearing Abdul Carter's going to go top 3, which very likely to happen, then that's where you see them pony up and pay for a Josh Sweat. You bring up the Mason Graham too, which I think is a great question. We'll get to that later as well. But
just saying.
That's what it is. Here's another one for you.
Okay.
Milton Williams of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm not overthinking.
Yeah.
And he was 6th in pass rush win rate amongst defensive tackles. Yes, he was next to Jalen Carter, who's an absolute disruptor and gets a lot of attention. But again, I'm projecting here.
Yeah.
What am I seeing in Christian Barmore's physicals? What am I seeing in his availability? Okay, then you put a Milton Williams next to a Christian Barmore.
He can play, man.
And so here's the thing. They can go Josh Sweat. To your point, you pay Josh Sweat, you draft Mason Graham.
Yeah.
You pay Milton Williams, you draft Abdul Carter.
Exact. That's where I was going with that.
Cool.
It gives you the options,
this, my
and
man.
either way. That's why I said either or.
Yeah.
Because I mean, bro, if you add either or on that defensive line, whether it's Carter or it's Graham,
Yeah.
you know, depending on the combos here, I mean, you have a filthy defensive line.
Yep. One more I got. Two
All
more.
right.
Cornerback, though, because this is still where I look. Carlton Davis
I like him
was
a
with the
lot.
Lions, or Charvarius Ward, who was with the 49ers.
Yeah.
They're 6 foot 6'1", and
That's true.
You need bigger corners. We're gonna get into who they should bring back in a second with our email from our guy Asher.
Sure.
But you bring in a guy like that as a free agent,
Yeah.
and then you draft and develop in the later rounds.
It's fair.
There are good corners you could get in the 4th, 5th round.
Yeah.
They need to get bigger, though. We saw Gonzalez is fine. You need a CB2.
Yeah.
But you need someone to match up with the big receivers we see in the NFL.
Okay.
There's a reason T. Higgins is a thing, man.
Yeah, I like that you took the size angle because I just went pure
And he's good.
playmaker. I went
Yeah.
pure playmaker. I have Carlton Davis as well, but number 5 on my list ahead of him is actually DJ Reed, who is not the prototypical
5'9".
body that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But bro can make plays.
Yep.
And that's so I didn't go the size aspect, although I hear you
But I hear you.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I went more who can make plays on that other side. So one of the reasons I want Travis Hunter is I need someone who complements Gonzo. Gonzo's a shutdown guy. He's a prototype. He's a big physical dude.
Mm-hmm.
I need on that other side, whoever it is, to be a ball hawk,
Yeah.
to make plays for me.
Yep.
So that's why I have DJ Reed a little bit higher
Yep.
than I do Carlton Davis, but I don't hate either. It sounds like you and I, with a lot of these, are in lockstep in terms of need
Yeah.
for the Patriots. We may be, we
1000%.
have some similar names, some different names, but the need is there. You and I both see the corner 2 position being one of vital need because if you can solidify it, good luck throwing on the Patriots. You're just not going to do it. Good luck. You have 2 lockdown corners.
And DJ Reed is used to being the guy that gets a lot of
That's
targets
right.
his way because he played opposite of
And
Sauce Gardner.
that's my point. He makes plays too,
Yep.
George. He's a splashy player.
He's used to it.
That's right.
I have a preference for size. What can I say?